Hello and welcome to Africa and Beyond the Television Network, and we are looking at the current reports about what TENDAI Biti said regarding their plans to fight Emmerson Mnangagwa. Let us take a look.
All hands must be on deck. The constitution and the struggle for its protection cannot be monopolized by an individual or an organization. We will therefore work with everyone in Zimbabwe. We are going to work with progressive elements in ZANU-PF whom we know are opposed to these constitutional shenanigans. And they're there. They're there. We're going to work with them. We're going to work with the persons in the broad democratic movement, whether it's MDC, whether it's a CCC, if it still exists. We're going to work with everyone. We're going to work with Nelson Chamisa. Up until he left politics, he used to be my president. So we are going to work with everyone in the fight to protect this constitution. We would like to see women on the forefront. We would like to see young people on the forefront. We would like to see the 4 to 6 million Zimbabweans in the diaspora working with us. We're going to launch the CDF in the next few weeks, and you will see when we launch the broad spread of our leadership and how far spread it is in the diaspora, in America, in the United Kingdom, in Australia, in South Africa, in Botswana. We want all hands to be on a deck. My appeal is that this is not about an individual. This is not about a group of people. This is about Zimbabweans. When these comrades went to war, they didn't care who sat in Darere Chimure. They didn't care who the political commissar was, because on the ground there was no political commissar. There was action that was demanded, and that's what we will be pushing and leading from the front.
So TENDAI Biti said that he's going to be working with those from ZANU-PF and probably General Chiwenga and his allies within ZANU-PF, and he's also mentioned the name of Nelson Chamisa. So when you're looking at that, he tried by all means possible to circumvent on mentioning names of others. He mentioned the progressive forces within ZANU-PF, he mentioned MDC, but directly mentioned Chamisa. So that is a very important question which you need to ask. Why mention Chamisa in this whole thing? So all I want to say is I hope they have discussed prior to this, because the issue of calling others people's names when you have not discussed on how to do it, on the modalities and everything else, it's fatal, and it causes a lot of confusion and problems. What we need as Zimbabweans is not face powder resolutions, solutions. No, we really need change in the nation of Zimbabwe. We don't need things which are going to be short-lived. We need things which are going to be there and which are going to deal with critical issues. You can be able to stop the Agenda 2030 today, but if you can't stop the rigging of elections, then there is nothing we have done. So we need a solution which is going to deal with the biggest problems which we have is in their entirety. What it means is we need to stop both the Agenda 2030 as well as the constitutional manipulation which has been happening for a very long time. We need to have free, fair, credible elections at a certain point in time, such that we elect people who are loved and who are respected and wanted by the people. So this is what is happening, and that is TENDAI Biti. He came publicly to speak about their plans and to speak about the plans of the CDF. So they're saying that they're going to be launching the CDF very, very soon, and they produced a long document where they addressed several issues from the amendments which are meant to be brought by ZANU-PF. So I think this is not an isolated matter. It's a matter which needs each and every Zimbabwean to be on board. And going to the CCC side, the CCC people, they have been agitating for the elections to be postponed. So you cannot trust people from the Triple C at this point in time, because the majority of them, they've been bought, the majority of them, they've joined the gravy train. And also, few remaining voices who purport to support Nelson Chamisa, they've refused to leave parliament because it's their source of income. That's where they live from. So that is another problem which we have heard, that we have people who go to parliament who do not have any other alternative method of living or means of living. What it means is they will do anything and everything for the sake of themselves, because the biggest goal for them is to survive. That is the reason why a lot of comrades who were recalled are so angry, because they feel as if vakabviswa pavaifanira kunojigira after putting a lot of effort. So vanhu ivavo kuzovati wirirana nachamisa, it's very difficult, because they feel kuti he left them out kuti vandotambudzika kana kuti varambe vachitambura. They do not do it for the people of Zimbabwe. So unlike many who are fighting for Zimbabweans in general, you can see that the majority of people who have gone to parliament, they are in bed with the ZANU-PF for their own benefits. So I think the majority of the Triple C MPs, they went to have a meeting or a caucus where they agreed that they should support or back the 2030 agenda. So that is something which is making a lot of people ask questions, what is really happening, and what will be the consequences thereafter. So I think Tendai Biti came and gave his position, and he said that they are ready even to lose their lives for the sake of defending the constitution and to stop Emerson Mnangagwa. So that is the position. And also we have heard a report that the war veterans, they are also fighting hard in their own way. And according to the news which is there, the war veterans, they say that they have blocked the term extension project. So as you can see, right, this is reported by ZimEye. They say that war vets blocks Mnangagwa term extension project, and they say that the constitution belongs to the people, not a ruling elite. So we'll be watching to see how the war veterans will be dealing with this matter, because remember, the war veterans, apart from Comrade Geza alone, there is a section or a grouping of the war veterans who have been so vocal against the 2030 and Emerson Mnangagwa. And remember, there are two factions of the war veterans. So that the faction is the one which came out and said that they are going to deal with this whole issue, and they're not going to allow the 2030 agenda to happen. So this is what we have for you, and this is what is happening. Tendai Biti, from the press statement which he had recently, say that he is going to be working with progressive forces from ZANU-PF. He is going to be working with President Chamisa and others to make sure that they stop Agenda 2030. That is what Tendai Biti said. So we will be waiting to see how they're going to be dealing with this whole issue. I believe in people sitting down and talking. I believe in people negotiating. I don't believe in people making claims from their own heads. So I hope and believe that as leaders, they'll do the right thing. If they work together, the people of Zimbabwe will need to know the modalities of their working, of them working together. They need to know what sort of agreement have you had for you to be able to work together. How have you resolved the past differences? So that is very important and very critical at this point in time. So I think I just need to take a comment which is right here. Anzina blessed differences later, protect Zimbabwe first. Protecting Zimbabwe without resolving your differences will not help, because the same differences will still arise during the phase of protecting the Zimbabwe. So you will find it very difficult for you to have a common agenda. Putting aside your differences at this point in time means nothing. You need to sort your differences first. Then when you fight, or when you get into the struggle, you get in the struggle with a common cause, a common view, and a common agenda. As long as differences are not put aside, you have different agendas. So what changed now? Because they could have put their differences aside in 2023 to make sure that they remove ZANU-PF and then they sort out their differences. But it proved to us that their differences in 2023 failed us. The same way their differences will also fail us now if they do not resolve them and they do not deal with those differences. Because what is going to happen is the supporters of Biti, the supporters of Chamisa, they will continue to clash, they will continue to have those differences, they will continue not to agree. Others will continue to attack those on Chamisa, and that won't end well at the end of the day. So that is something which is very important at this point in time. We have seen a lot of blame games, we've seen a lot of attacks aimed at Nelson Chamisa, even though we have tried to restrain ourselves from attacking the other people. So that is something which you cannot ignore. And when you say, let us put our differences aside, you are telling us that if Chabangu tomorrow comes and say, let us put our differences together and fight, you will simply do it because you are desperate. We must not do things out of desperation. We must do things out of principle. And I hope and believe that is going to be key in terms of whatever which we are going to be doing. So this is what we have for you. Let us meet in other episodes as well as other broadcasts.